what am I going to do with these bills? What am I going to do with this car? What am I going to do with everything? How am I going to pay for all this stuff? Like, we got our bills, and then on top of that, we're still coming out of pocket with our investment property and everything like that. So it's just like, I'm not in a situation where I could breathe.
Sometimes God takes us and puts us into positions of silence so that he can actually reach us and get to us. He silences you so that he can rebirth in you. And I think that's really what happened, because we really did go through a drought, like a really long season of just quiet. Like, do you even hear me? Like, I need an answer, like a fresh answer. And it's tough when you can't hear, and it's tough when you don't feel like anything's happening.
I'll tell you this, man, like, God has been sustaining. There's one thing we prayed for at the starting of our mess, and we're still in the mess. And I tell people all the time, it's easy to tell your success story when you're out of it. Like, when you've reached the pinnacle of your story, and it's like, yeah, I remember when. But for us, like, we're still telling this story while we're in the middle of it, and it is tough. What's going on, world? You already know what time it is. My name is Dean.
And my name's Nicky.
And you are officially tuned into the BKBQ podcast, man. Let's get it. Let's go.
Ooh.
Golly. Holy, like, what is going on here? Like, first of all, the last time we recorded was February 2024. It is June 2025 right now. That is crazy.
Kind of embarrassing.
Like, what happened? Like, what? Like, this just feels weird. Last time we were down here, we had a black couch over here. Now we're sitting on stools and all that stuff. We got a gray couch on this side. Like, it is what it is, man. Life has been lifing, though, fam. Like,
I am actually excited to be back podcasting. It's been a while, like you just mentioned. It kind of feels weird, like you also mentioned.
It feels different. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
hear myself on the mic, and you know,
Nicky and Dean, we back. Like, what? Like, but man, it's been a journey. So yeah, as you guys know, we completely just stopped podcasting, like cold turkey. Like, life was just life in.
Yeah.
It got too much. Like, it was way too much. I was super stressed. I mean, I was having a lot of hospital trips, a lot of health scares. Man, a lot was going on, and I just decided to drop everything. Like, I had no energy to do anything. What about you? Like, what was going on?
Yeah, like I feel like the same sentiments. And you know, the saying always goes, when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. But unfortunately, we didn't make lemonade.
Like, I don't know what we made. Like, you gave us lemons and somehow we got water.
Right?
Like, how? I don't know. I don't know.
Lemonade was not that easy to make. And so I feel like the absence from the mic, though, like, we didn't really get a chance to sit down because of everything that was happening. I feel like in the time of silence, or like the time away from the mic, we were able to, you know, prune and just kind of like rebuild certain things that we didn't have, you know, like regain the strength that we didn't have in this season, the knowledge that we didn't have, the experience that we didn't have. And it's just like when you're making lemonade, sometimes you don't always have all the ingredients. So we didn't have the ingredients to make the lemonade, y'all. So that's why we weren't here. And
I feel like, I don't know, like it's a weird feeling, because at the end of the day, like, we had access to everything. Like, we're currently in our basement. So we've always had the mics. We've always had the space. We've always had the gear, but for some reason, like, we just couldn't, like, will ourselves
mental capacity
to, like, use our voice. It's crazy. Like, our voice low-key got silenced, and I don't know, that could be some of our doings, and the enemy was messing with us, like throwing darts like crazy, and it just got a lot, like, way too much for me to be able to carry. And podcasting just wasn't an outlet I was willing to do anymore. Like, and that's weird, because I always say there is power in your voice. Like, the world needs to hear your story. Like, there's an audience out there waiting on your yes, and my yes became a no quickly, and I don't even know how that happened, where that came from, but we're gonna chop it up, man. All of that stuff on this podcast, this episode right here, right now. So, like, what are some things that you've learned since we last podcast, just about yourself and our relationship? Like, what has been some changes?
I feel like there have been a lot of changes, of course, because you're throwing me on spot. I can't remember, but I feel like a lot of the change has happened for me since having a recent birthday. So since like hitting a big number, guys.
A number like 22. Like what are we talking about? Like 22. Like
you know 22.
22. Right? You feel me? You ain't 22. I tell you that.
Oh my god. Okay, but since like having a recent birthday, I feel like my mindset has shifted a bit. I was actually reading something not too long ago, and it was saying like, you know, something about like couples, they get together, but there's certain things that they don't agree on. And like, I feel for Dean, like he was always somebody who just thinks very futuristic and like, what's next? What's going to happen? But ever since like having kids, I've always just been thinking for like the now and like, what are we going to do now? We don't have money for this. We don't have money for that. What are we going to do now? When Dean is very much like, let's plan for the future. Let's figure it out. Because once we figure out the future, like everything will flow. And I don't think I really understood that until, like I said, my recent birthday, that, oh my gosh, I hit this age. I've accomplished nothing. I didn't do this. And those were all the thoughts that were coming into my brain. And so I was like, well, you're not accomplishing those things because you're not planning for those things. Like you're actually not doing anything proactive for the things that you're looking forward to, or that you were looking forward to have. Yeah. So I'm learning now that you actually have to plan if you want things to happen and you want things to be successful. And it's always good to be on the same page, because when you're not on the same page with your person, like you'll always see an imbalance of things and things don't really go well. So that's one of the biggest things that I've learned. And since having this big birthday, I have had new dreams unfold and old dreams reoccur and re-rise. I don't know what the right word for that is, but just like come alive again. And yeah, I'm ready to work and just, you know, get things going, because we got a future to build, y'all.
I mean, if you plan that's the thing I was trying to figure out. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Like,
what would you say for yourself though?
Man, this journey has been a roller coaster. That's all I know. Like what I've learned is that it doesn't matter how far you drift from your calling, your purpose, how unqualified you think you are or whatever, there's always going to come a point where God will restore you, and he will give you a glimpse, and that's all it will take. It's just you seeing that glimpse again to like jump back into the person that you know you're called to be. So like I was saying earlier, life was lifing. Like I feel like it was one thing after the next. Like literally everything that could go wrong in our lives, it feels like over the last 3 years have gone wrong. Yeah. Like from the house, from losing all our money. If you guys don't know our story, like watch episode 6 where we talk about, I remember that episode 6 where we talk about losing $500,000 just after we closed on our house and all that good stuff. But like I don't want to go into all of that right now, but after losing all of that, and then down to like little things, like I bought a car a month later, like it's just not working. Everything I do now has been on pause. I'm doing stuff I don't even love that I'm doing, and it's just like, all right, God, like, why did you allow this stuff to happen to me? Like, what am I gonna get out of this? And it's just been a season of this, man, like refinding like my purpose, getting realigned with like who I am, but like whose I am, most importantly. And it's tough, man. It's not easy, especially when you have a family, you got baby girls to take care of. And for me, I'm such a big dreamer. It's like my dream like capability just died. Like I feel like like my ability to like think and like go into like a space in my mind where I could like just create, and everything just completely died. Like, and I don't know how that happened, because I am a creative at heart. Like that's just who I am. Like I'm born to create. Yeah, I'm born for this. But it's just like I lost all of that along the way, and that's the hardest thing, man. Because when you're just like, man, I'm not even operating in the space or the capacity I know I'm capable of operating in, because I can't do that because I got all this stuff that I got to deal with, when life is just piling up on me, like everything's just hitting me left, right, and center. And on top of that, I was dealing with my health, man. That stopped me from doing almost everything I love to do. Right. Then I had to go on this weight loss journey. I dropped like 40 pounds. Clap it up for me. But like even in the midst of all of that, it was just like, man, like I know that there's just so much more to me. There's so much more to us, but situations that I got myself into, like I've kind of messed up a lot of things, or messed up the ability for me to like accelerate in like certain areas, and it sucks, yo. Like, and I'm still like maneuvering through like those feelings, and all right, what I gotta do to bounce back. Like I can't even create. Like music is my everything. Can't create right now because my computer is down, but I can't focus on getting the computer because I gotta focus on making sure that house is still good. Like, you know what I'm saying? I gotta focus on like, all right, yo, man, like, what am I gonna do with these bills? What am I gonna do with this car? What am I gonna do with everything? How am I gonna pay for all this stuff? Like, we got our bills, and then on top of that, we're still coming out of pocket with our investment property and everything like that. So it's just like, fam, like, I can't breathe. I'm not in a situation where I could breathe, and that is like low key a hard situation to be in, because you don't know, like, yo, what tomorrow could look like. One thing happened, it's just like, yo, I don't know what, but I'll tell you this, man. Like, God has been sustaining. There's one thing we prayed for at the starting of our mess, and we're still in the mess. And I tell people all the time, it's easy to tell your success story when you're out of it. Like, when you've reached the pinnacle, what do you call it, or the heights of your story. And it's like, yeah, I remember when. But yo, for us, like, we're still telling this story while we're in the middle of it, and it is tough, and like, it's tough. So I don't know, it's been hard, it's been a journey, but we're still here and we're still pressing, because at the other side of this thing, man, like, as long as we continue to say yes in any way, shape, or form, it might not be as big as our previous yeses were, but like, yeah, we're saying yes to even the small I've learned to appreciate the small things and the small wins in this season. Wow, I think I just answered the question. That's what I've learned too, because we've been so accustomed to, like, going hard for the big, like, yo, we want to do this big, fast. Man, I'm so afraid of fast, because, man, we did the thing fast. Like, man, we're having $100,000 days doing this, doing that, yo, going to Gucci, buying all Gucci, doing all this stuff. And then in the blink of an eye, everything left. And it's just like, man, like, yo, we didn't build on, like, a solid foundation. And, like, it wasn't slow. It was just easy come, easy go. So, like, if anything, that's what I'm doing right now. Just to be able to, like, sit in and celebrate, like, the small victories. And yeah, like, that's just life. That's just life. That was long. That's crazy.
Yeah. As you were talking, a million things went through my head, and as you kept saying your points, I'm like, well, there goes that. Like, there goes that. All right.
You should have cut me off.
I can't, because then you're gonna lose your train. So there were a couple of things that I wanted to touch on, but I will try to go back. I wanted to say that so I wanted to touch on the fact that you said after going through all of this stuff and just, like, experience all of this, you kind of, like, lost your sense of, like, your passion and your ability to create and just do all of that stuff. And I'm just reminded that sometimes God takes us and puts us into positions of silence so that he can actually reach us and get to us. He silences you so that he can rebirth in you. And I think that's really what happened, because we really did go through a drought, like a really long season of just quiet. Like, do you even hear me? Like, I need an answer, like a fresh answer. And it's tough when you can't hear, and it's tough when you don't feel like anything's happening. But this past weekend, you had an event, or you attended an event, and you had a moment in a segment. And I want to tell y'all that I'm so proud of my husband. I was not there, but I heard that he did amazing. And just before the event, I'll let him tell you guys about it a little bit, but just before the event, I remember speaking to him, and he was like, I don't know what I'm going to talk about. Like, I don't know what I'm going to say. Like, I just don't know. And he was just doing all this, like, doubt talk. But in my heart of hearts, for some reason, I just had a feeling that, because I said to you, I'm like, you're gonna do this. Like, you know what to say. Like, you might not have the verbatim right now, but for some reason I just felt like you were prepared. I don't know what it was. And so we were on the phone moments before he got to the event, and you made a comment. You said that you needed to go for whatever reason. And then you later revealed to me that something about the event was bothering him. And he went to the event, y'all, and apparently he killed it. I'm not shocked at all. Like, he literally unleashed that person, that thing, that fire that he had been holding back for such a long time. And since that day passed, it was only like a day ago, he's literally been just so much more passionate. And I'm seeing him come back, and I'm loving every second of it. For the mere fact that we're recording right now after that long drought, and him doing that event, and we're here right now. Guys, we're on the comeback. Right. And just before I forget it again, like, and just in those moments of just, like, quiet, and when God's, like, when in those moments of quiet where he pulls us away and isolates us, when we come back with so much more. Like, we bring so much more to the table, because now we're bringing knowledge, now we're bringing experience, now we're bringing stories, now we can help you, now we're so much more. And so I don't look at our time away from the mic as, like, I don't know, setbacks. But they're like oil. We're new, you know, we know what we want, we know who we are. And I'm happy with where we are right now.
And it's also important too, like you were talking about, like, sometimes God will like put you through like the silent season. A lot of times people get in the silent season and the first thing they do is like, yeah, well, I can't be in the silent season, so I'm just gonna do. And that is what we were used to doing. Like, and it's easy for us. I'm not gonna lie, like to do something like we've never done anything with more than 3 weeks to do it.
That's
like
fact.
everything we've done has been in 3 weeks or less. So like getting stuff done, like getting the results we can do. But for the first time, like I couldn't even do that because everything we've done, I have still heard God's voice. So if I would rather do nothing than to move without the leading of the Holy Spirit, because then it's just like, yeah, I'm going out on my own will. So a lot of times if we're doing events and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm like, dog, this might be trash.
Right.
But because I was led by the Holy Spirit, when we do it, there's so much impact, and it's just like, okay, this wasn't done on our own doing. You know what I mean? Like I was in a place where like I couldn't hear. I had to sit. Like I had to learn. I had to like dig in, and it is what it is. And yeah, like so we did an event this past Saturday, and it was like with youth. And we're just speaking life into the youth. It was a men's event, reflection, where we had like students and we had like other mentors, and I basically shared my story. And there's a lot of kids that were going through like a lot of stuff, fatherless kids, kids that just wish they could have someone to hug them. And when I told them my story, like they broke down. They've been messaging me, saying like, yo, your story really touched me. Like, could you be my mentor and this and that? And it was just like it like reignited the fire in me, because I was just like, man, like I feel like my voice was on low for like a long time, and to get back in that environment, we're just like, nah, I'm actually giving back. I'm using my story like to help people come out of their slum, come out of their darkness, their dark season, their low season, and everything, while I'm still in a season where, you know, I'm not the most proud of stuff, like, but it's just like at the end of the day, like, yo, I'm here to like come for everybody that's struggling, that's dealing with fear, that's living anxiety, that's just struggling in life, man, just to help them get out of that and step into purpose, whatever that looks like. And yeah, man, like it starts by us just saying yes. Like that's it. One yes at a time. Like, and this is the result of a yes. So yeah, like this is.
I remember also thinking like, I'm just so proud, because I just feel like you have been like just not giving the world, like the people around you, the people that you encounter, all of you. And because I know you and know you for what you do and for who you are, like it's just such a disservice. So I'm so happy. I'm honestly so proud. Like a whole bunch of girlies were running up to me today like, oh my gosh, like he's here, like the dean I saw, like it was crazy, guys. Like I'm honestly,
like, I really can't wait to get back to me, but most importantly, like I can't wait for us to get back to us.
To
like,
us, yeah,
to
100%.
Nicky and Dean I know what we're called to be and who we're called to be, like, and what we're called to do on the magnitude we're called to do it at. Like, I'm telling you, like, you guys are hearing it here first from me, but man, you guys don't know. And I believe in us like never before. Like, I don't care how many times we start, how many times we stop, how many things may come to like derail us from, you know, doing what we're supposed to do. Like, yeah, we will not quit. Like, we will not stop showing up. And I told Nicky, like, hey man, I might not be able to show up and do podcasts like this weekly and everything, like, but that's why we stopped. But I was still gonna show up some way, shape, or form. We started doing like our Instagram videos, and we've been all right with that, like showing up weekly. I might have you weekly, and that's been something we struggled with. Like, on YouTube, we started this thing, our proposal video went crazy on YouTube, and then boom, we started vlogging and everything. Then we stopped, like, and then we got pregnant. We said, oh, let's pick it up again, and hey, it was going crazy, and then we stopped. Then we started Instagram doing skits and all that stuff, and then we stopped. Then we started doing events and all that stuff, and then we stopped. Life happened, stopped everything, and like I just want to get into a zone where it's like whatever we can do, whatever we can handle, we do it consistently. It doesn't have to be huge. We just do it consistently, one step at a time, and then we just habit stack, and that's that. But like, yeah, Nicky been talking about me, but let me tell you, like, I'm proud of my wife, man. Like, yo, she is getting her pink back. So she had a birthday party the other day to celebrate her birthday, and she wasn't even sure if she wanted to do it and all that stuff. And she had a lot of her girlies come out. They had an event. They went to eat at a restaurant. They were all pink, and she talked about her pink story. I'm gonna let her tell you the pink story, but like, and why she says like getting her pink back means so much to her, and like seeing her walk in that, and I was just like, you know what, babe, like I'm gonna help you find your voice through this as well. And then we're gonna do it. Like, so tell them about your pink, finding your pink back, getting your pink back, and all that stuff.
Well, it's very simple. So the whole basis around the whole thing is that through mothering and through wifehooding and through just being a woman, I feel like I have gone through so many seasons, and I really have just been playing catch up for a lot of it. Like I don't think I ever had like a grasp on any particular part of that new season. And so I feel like because I've just been like navigating and learning it all through that, I somehow just got very drained, to simply put it. Like, just very drained. Mothers and wives, you guys will know about that. So very drained. And I was speaking to a friend of mine a little while back, and she told me the analogy about flamingos. And apparently pink flamingo, they're all pink, goodness. Mother flamingos, they get very pale and very light-skinned when they are depleted and when their energy is gone. But once their pink starts to come back, they start to become themselves again. And so when I had the dinner, it was kind of like my comeback season. And so I wanted all the ladies to wear pink, just as my comeback kind of celebration. Like I said, this birthday really kind of unleashed this new thing inside of me, and kind of made me start thinking and wanting to move ahead. And so I feel like it was just the perfect time, the perfect way to kind of come together. And so years ago, I started this thing called Queens with Dreams. I never really pursued it because I am the type of person that, changing my speech.
It's of the past.
It's of the past.
We don't do that no more.
I used to be the type of person that would self-sabotage myself. I don't know if that made sense, but I used to stop things before I even really started.
So why did you do that?
So I stopped before I even started because I wanted to fail before anyone could point out the fact that I failed.
Like, so you were basically afraid of failing. Like, you were really afraid of failing.
Yeah. And I don't like failing. I don't like anybody having anything over me. I don't want anybody to have an opportunity to throw me under a bus. I don't like being vulnerable. These are things I didn't like.
And it's crazy because I remember, like, from the beginning of time, I remember your favorite quote, or one of your favorite quotes, is you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So let me, like, how did so, like, knowing that and that being one of your, like, go-to quotes, why did failure or the fear of failure, like,
because take up so much space, it's a beautiful quote. It makes so much sense, but the reality is I'm just human, and people are not kind people, and I don't like to not be a kind person. And so to avoid having to get into that characteristic of potentially having to be nasty, I just avoid it at all costs. And here's the thing, I even said to you at some point that I kind of lived my life in a way where it's just like, I've been told that I couldn't do something, and so I shouldn't do something. And in recent conversation, I was actually reminded of that situation, and I don't think I fully processed it yet, so I won't share that yet. But I do now realize why I behaved that way, or why I would carry on that way.
Basically,
and so
stems back to childhood,
right? And so, guys. So anyways, I am working on being a better version of myself, and doesn't matter how many times I say it, I'm still working on being a better version of myself, the best version of myself. And so I am going to be bringing my pink back until the pink is fully here, and I am anticipating to bring all the women and all the mothers and all the ladies with me.
Did we actually explain what the analogy behind the pink?
Yes.
I don't think we did.
Did I not?
Or I think I cut you off with the question. I don't think you actually went into, like...
Yes, but that was pretty much it. So when they're pale, they are depleted. But once their pink starts to come back, they have now been rejuvenated, and they have come back to themselves, and they're ready to conquer the world. And so, like I was trying to explain before, I feel like my pink has been dull and nullified, and I'm ready to get it back. I'm ready to step into that person that God has called me to be, that I know that I am, that person that I see when I think of myself, that person that everybody says that they see about me that I fail to just accept. I'm also learning how to accept compliments and those sorts of things, and just be better. Just be better. And just actually, and here's the thing. It's not that I don't think I can do a thing. I just don't try to do the thing in case it doesn't work.
Mm-hmm. So you don't even give yourself the opportunity to see the benefits and the fruits of your labor type of vibe.
Yeah, but now I will.
And now we will. Right?
Now we will.
And it's crazy. Like, I got, for the first time in my life, so because I took this L, I've never taken losses like this in my life up until about 3 years ago. And it's like, after that loss, it's like I've had loss after loss. Mm-hmm. So now I'm just like, oh my gosh. There's one point in time I was like, I don't know if I can do something now. Because like, I didn't know what it felt like to actually lose. So I think that threw me off guard. And I was just like, what is this? Like, why do I feel like this? How do you bounce back? Because I'm so used to bouncing back by just doing, but I was in a season where I couldn't even do so. What do you do when you can't do? Like,
that's a huge question. And I wonder all the time, like, what do you do when you can't
what do you do when you can't do? Like, it was the worst feeling in the world, yo. And I'm just like, you know what? Like, you just do all you can. And that's like whatever you can. Like, it might not look like what you are used to doing, because I had to like weigh out my situation. Like, I can't do this because of this. I can't do this because of this, but I can do this. So if I can do this, let me at least do this. And I'm telling you, like, we would make bets with ourselves, like, yeah, we're going to do this. And then we didn't do it. I'm telling you, the worst thing you can do in life, I don't care, or one of the worst things you can do in life is make a bet with yourself and don't fulfill the bet. Because once you lie to yourself, I'm telling you, you're not going to believe anything. Like, if you lie to yourself, it's the worst thing. Because now you'll be like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. You don't do it. It's like, yeah, I'm never gonna do it. It's like, what the heck? I remember when I lost the weight, my mind just switched immediately. Like, I have to lose this. Why? Because I was going down. Like, I remember ambulance came and Nicky and the girls were home. The girls were running upstairs to see me, and Nicky sent them down. And the only thing I could think was, yo, what if this is the last time I'm seeing my girls and they weren't able to hug me? And I was like, yo, I'm getting in the best shape of my life. Like, I'm talking about cold turkey. 7 weeks went by, I lost 30 pounds. The rest, I was like, immediately, like, it was no ifs, ands, or buts. But I told myself I was going to do it, and we did it. When we don't do it, I'm telling you, we'd be like, yeah, well, we're going to do this. We don't do it. The next thing you know, we blink, and 6 months went by, and we didn't do anything. Like, now I can't even believe myself. Like, anything I tell myself is like, yeah, nah, you're not going to do it. You said you were going to do this. Did you even do that? So now I just make it in my head. We're just like, you know what? We're going to start small. We're going to do the things that we know we can actually do.
Right.
And take that step by step, day by day, 1% every day. Like, that's it. And we just grow on it. And that's what we've been doing. It's not as crazy and as big, but like it's been what's keeping us. Like, I'm telling you, like, and even for our marriage, like, it's been tested and tried in these last couple years, especially last couple of months. Like, yo, how do you feel? How do you feel about our marriage and where we're at right now in everything?
Well, I always talk about it every time we get to talking about relationships, but I always say, like, communication is key. But it's so crazy how many levels of communication there actually are, because I feel like we communicate really well, but then you get into different scenarios and it's just like, well, that communication won't work for this particular thing. So then now we have to relearn our communication for that moment. And so we've had like a couple of those, and we're not blowing up, but like, we're not happy about this certain situation. So even just one of the most recent ones, where you kind of felt like, what even happened? You kind of felt like I was disrespecting you over
what situation is
over the Melody. Okay, so Melody had story time. Melody had a swim day at school.
Are you crazy?
So Melody had a swim day at school. This is our eldest daughter. Yeah. And it's at school. She wanted to wear her bikini bathing suit. I said, absolutely not. Like, you just got to put on like one of the t-shirt bathing suit things and the bottom. So the morning's going. The day I plan ahead. I take out all their clothes. Everything is set for the night, from the night before. We know what's going to happen. That morning just turned out to be chaotic for some reason. Like putting on their clothes, they didn't want to wear anything I took out. So it was just like, okay, whatever. Mind you, I also have to go to work in the morning. He has to go to work. Things have to be done. We got to move. I'm doing Harmony's hair. Melody makes a comment about her hair. Now Harmony hates her hair. So that's setting me off. So now I'm trying to do Melody's hair.
It was just a rough
changing
morning,
her
basically.
outfit. Yes, Jesus.
A rough morning.
When I say all these things, they can understand where my brain is spiraling.
It was a rough morning,
okay?
man.
So then Dean says, right? He says, don't worry, babe. Like, I'll take care of them. Just go do what you have to do. So I go, I shower, whatever. As he's going through the door with the girls, apparently a bird pooped on her. I don't know, right? So he comes back in the house now and he's asking me for clothes for Melody. In my brain, I'm thinking, well, you just said that you're going to deal with it. Why are you coming to me? I got to get ready for work. That was the first thing. But I didn't complain. I went to find her a shirt. As I'm looking for a shirt, though, I'm speaking out loud and I'm just trying to like get.
You're basically like, yo, it would happen to you, man.
It would, but I'm not talking. But I was not talking to her angry like that. I was literally just speaking like this would happen to you. Had you put on your sweater, this you could have taken off the, like if you had listened to the other steps that I gave you, put on the sweater. We could have just took off the sweater and you could have just put on another. You know what I mean? So I was just letting out this steam because I didn't want to go to work built up. So then Dean says, he doesn't remember, but he said, chill to me. He said, chill on that, right? In his view, in my mind, he said...
But what happened? If we're going to... What happened after I said chill?
I said, what did I say? I'm getting my steam out. And I wasn't even speaking to you. I was just
who are you
speaking
talking
aloud.
To? If I'm telling you to chill and you say no, I'm not. So who are you speaking to? The air?
Well, when I was speaking at first,
what?
no. When I was speaking at first, I was speaking to the air. I was getting my air out, but Melody can obviously hear that I'm not happy with what she did. I wasn't speaking to you. But when you tell me to chill, now you're speaking to me. So
no, I was speaking to you. Okay. I don't know where you say you're not speaking to me. I was definitely speaking to you.
But I wasn't speaking to you. So when you tell me to now chill while I'm talking in the air, I'm offended because you're telling me to essentially shut my mouth. And I'm trying to get my steam out before work, 8 a.m.
Yeah, my thing is, if I'm analyzing the situation and Melody's right there and we're hyping up, she already is like embarrassed that the bird pooed on her. I was just like, yo, fam, you can't say that. Like, geez, just chill. Like, fam, what the heck?
I didn't say all those
like, yo, but like, even still, I said that, and you're just like, no, I'm gonna do my thing and whatever. And I
didn't hype up like that.
Yeah, but I told her, I'm like, yo, bro, I don't care, yo, fam. When my youths are around and I say something, don't go against me like that, like in front of them. Because if like, no, you can't go against me like that, because then they're gonna feel like, yo, they can just, they're gonna be like, yo, mommy and daddy are not on the same page. Yo, be on the same page in front of their face and then we worried outside.
But why couldn't you just let me vent if you know that I'm just trying to get my steam out? Like, why
because the energy, how I processed it was the energy was just off. So I was just like, fam, like, just chill. The bird just doodled on her. Just give her the shirt and done the thing. I think your morning was tough. I already said I'll deal with them or whatever. But it's like, fam, just chill. But then that started. That's not even the main thing. That started the argument. That started our scrap. And then what happened after that? Though? How did we get to the end of that scrap?
We just had a conversation. So the day went on and we ended up having a conversation and we had this rebuttal and I saw his side and he saw my side. And I was like, well, this is kind of the who's in the wrong stuff because in a marriage, in a relationship, there are two sides. Everybody feels they're right and there are always wrong parts in the situation. And so this is partially why we do those scenarios, to show you guys an open conversation about relationships. And it looks like we're fighting all the time, but we're just showing you guys that these things actually happen. And though you may think you're right, there are moments where you're probably wrong. And so I apologized. He apologized. We're good to go. I understand his thinking process, but I also had my own thinking process.
Yeah, I heard that. When the girls get at you, even today, I was like, you guys stop calling your mom.
Yeah.
It's like
no,
that, like
you're good.
Literally, they're not gonna like. They'll never be like, daddy. Is this that? It's always mommy. I was just like, how many times you guys gonna call your mom's name? You guys
not you hearing it, right?
Your mom alone, fam. Like, don't call her. Get away from her.
Get away.
And they still find themselves to her. Like it's around her. It's crazy. They'll be on me and it's playing. So it's not the nagging. But when it's mom, he's like, mommy. mommy said this, Molly said this, mommy. I'm just like, Jesus, guys, go do something. You know? Guys, go find a job. You're 5 and 3. Like, you're of age. Like, you're of age, man. Go look walk, man. If you could talk like this, you could go find walk. You know?
Trust me. Make them a little resume. They can get the job. Little lawyers.
But no, like, honestly, it's been a journey. We've been learning each other like a lot, and it's like a lot of what I'm learning too is just a lot of like inner work too, and because like things are so were so bad, and they're a little bit better now in regards to like being able to breathe, but still, like, even right before we did this podcast, right before we came out here, I got a text message that almost made me just quit doing this thing. Like, it's just like, oh my gosh, I just thought everything was at least a little bit okay, and boom, you get a text message. It's like, oh my gosh,
always
like,
something.
What is it? What are we gonna do now? But like, we're in a situation where, like, even though the girls are doing all that, mommy, this, I have to remember, like, yo, they're literally just kids, and just because we're going through our little situation, and it's been a long situation, 3 years, doesn't mean like it's okay for me to like take it out on them. And I found myself doing that a lot, like even when they'd want to play and like I just not be in the mood, like, guys, okay, I'll play after, like not right now. I'm just like, yo, they just want their dad. Like, you know what I mean? And I'm just like, dog, I hate the fact that sometimes like it came out on them, like the frustrations and everything came out on them. Like, they didn't deserve that from me, and it's just a work in progress, just learning as we go along. And it's hard because I'm telling you, like, being in a rut over an X amount of years can do damage, not only to your psyche, but like in your relationship with your spouse, with your children, and everything. I'm just grateful to God that like it's been crazy, but we're still here. I'm talking about, like, I love this girl even more than when you first got into this marriage, and it's just a wild journey, like a journey that I can't really explain, because I'm just like, how did we get here?
That's like the real question.
Nobody's supposed to be here. I
love that. I love that.
Bruh, like, what did we do to deserve this? But like, I'm like, at the end of the day, like, your story, like, there's power in your story, and like, and there's somebody out there that needs it, and I might not know why we went through what we went through, or we're going through what we're going through, but I trust and believe that it's for a purpose, and then God has His handprints all over it, and we're coming out better than ever. And I feel something's getting ready to be birthed. I'm just happy to go on the journey with you, mama. Like, and yo, let's just get it. But like, let us know, like, how do you guys deal with conflict? Have any of you guys, whether you're listening to this on via podcast, whether it's Apple, Spotify, or even on YouTube, have any of you guys like been in a rut for an X amount of years? What did you do to get out of that, or even like to see the future, like, not live in the mess that you're in, but like position yourself to be better in the future? Like, what did that look like? Or have you been in the rut for X amount of years and you're still there? Like, what does that look like? What I could say is just like, we're people of faith, and it's just leaning into God and knowing who God says I am. Like, I was starting to define myself by like the situation and be like, hey, I am this situation, I am this loss, but just remember who God says you are. Like, you are more than a conqueror. We are victorious, and we will overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimonies. That's scripture. That's what He says. So I believe everything He says about me, and I believe it to be true. So I believe that we are the head and not the tail, above and not beneath, and lenders and not borrowers. So like, we will get to that side of the story. And even if we don't right now, I still trust and believe that God is God, and because He is God, I believe that He will bring us through it. And that's that. So I encourage you guys, if you're going through like, season of difficulty, like, just remember, like, who you are, and like, whose you are. And always remember like what God told and what God said about you, what God told you, everything He told you you would be. Right. And you just have to realize that sometimes you can't be that person without this story. Like, it doesn't add up. Like, you can't be the person you want to be without having some form of story or some type of story. Like, it won't make sense. It doesn't add up. So trust me, like, it's hard, but like, remain faithful, like, and steward it well. Like, trust me, The blessing is on the other side.
Yeah.
Just keep on saying yes, no matter what it looks like, no matter what it feels like. You make it up in your mind to say yes to the will of the Father in your life and yes to His way, and watch God work. That's it. Like, I'm talking to you and I'm saying this while I'm in my mess. So this is not me saying, "Hey man, yo, I did it." Like, no, I'm doing it. We're currently battling this. Like, trust me, there's a lot. It's on the other side of your yes. And yes means a continuous yes. So that's yes today and forevermore. Like, yes every day. So that's what I got for you guys.
Yeah. I think you hit it with the punch right there. I don't want to say anything and ruin the moment, but
no, you got it.
Yeah, you got this. Just know that you got this. The things that you go through, you're not writing your story just for you. You're writing it for everybody who encounters you, and how you can help those people get out of what they're going through, and just how you can encourage them and lead them in a better direction. And so don't be mad at your situation. Just take what you can learn from it, take what you can gain from it. And like Dean said, just trust the process, trust God, and know that He's going to bring you through, because there is a blessing waiting for you on the other side.
Yep. And like my wife, he says, man, you may be broken, but just like crayons, broken crayons, they still color. Still vibrant. Like, and it doesn't matter whether you got the biggest one or the smallest one. I look at my kids, man. They'll have a crayon, and in 3 seconds it's broken down to this. And let me tell you, they will color that entire coloring book with the little piece that they got. So trust me, you can still make a difference with the little that you got. Yeah, so that's it, man. You guys already know what time it is, man. It's your boy Dean
and your girl Nicky,
and we out. Peace.